Ah, what's up, everyone? It's time for a review of an album you have heard of. The new Lana Del Rey album, Super Mega Ultraviolence. Lana Del Rey is an American singer who became pretty popular over the past 2 years with a string of successful singles and then her heavy inclusion in the Great Gatsby movie, where her music was featured in a few key scenes in that film. It seems to be a good time for this release because Lana Del Rey is as popular as she has been up to this point. She's certainly more popular now than she was after her last release, Born to Die. Uh, when I first listened to her music, I wasn't the biggest fan, but I did appreciate how her sound is different than the pop/EDM hybrids that dominate the radio for the most part today, and also how her singing approach is different than the Adeles of the world or the Katy Perrys of the world, where they're just going to scream at you over the course of their songs. Lana Del Rey certainly takes a more artistic approach to her pop songs. So I was interested in what she was going to make, and also a lot of people are very interested in her music, so I figured I would make a video for it because usually I'm talking about something no one knows about. But as I began to listen to this album, a few flaws became pretty self-evident. And the first is that Lana Del Rey can't really sing. On the opening song, Cruel World, Lana Del Rey is sort of flat for the entire first verse and some of the chorus. And I wouldn't point that out if it was just this song. But there are other examples on this entire album where either she's not even singing, she's just kind of groaning her way through the song, or her voice is just in this falsetto that is not even intelligible. But I think part of this is actually due to how bad the lyrics are. I'm sorry. because to make up for the fact that the lyrics aren't really... The lyrics on this album, describe something, but they don't go in depth whatsoever. They don't have any emotional impact. So in order to deliver that, Lana Del Rey needs to inflect that in her voice, which is usually not working out for her. Like, for example, the second song, Ultraviolence, the lead track from the album, where she's whining for half the first verse. And then there's the problem of choruses that are just flat out boring, like the one in Ultraviolence where she says ultraviolence like 4 times before she actually gets into, a bit of a lyrical deviation. Speaking of repetitiveness, there's no way that the song Cruel World should be almost 7 minutes long. You have the basic song elements for about a 3 to 4 minute song, but for some reason, Lana just carries it on unnecessarily. I like to back up my opinions with some reasoning most of the time, but I don't really have a reason for hating the spoken part of Ultraviolence where she just starts talking to you. I just think it's very cringy, but you don't have to regard that because I don't really have a reason to back it up, so it's just my opinion. The last thing I'll say about the track Ultraviolence is that I like the instrumental part. It has a pretty tone-setting piano at the beginning of the track, but the only downside is that it doesn't really develop into anything interesting. It's just pretty static throughout the song. But 3 songs in, I was pleasantly surprised by the song Shades of Cool. If you get over a little bit of whininess at the beginning, Lana Del Rey actually delivers a decent vocal performance, especially on the chorus. And I think the instrumentals in general do a much better job progressing and keeping the song lively as it goes. I think the lyrics are also a pretty moving reflection of trying to interact with someone who's close to you, who is under the influence of drugs and other bad substances. The song Brooklyn Baby follows Shades of Cool, and it's a really boring description of either Lana herself or someone else that Lana is portraying. Now, she spends the entire track talking about how cool she is, and I can't tell if she's sarcastic or not, but it's really too boring for me to care either way. The song West Coast is a little better, even though I don't like any of the verses or pre-choruses, but the chorus of this song is pretty gripping, and the thing that I came to realize about Lana is that it's moments like this when she's at her best. The only way I can describe her in the chorus of this song is smooth or elegant. The moments when her voice is smooth and gentle and she's accompanied by a really rhythmic instrumental that she can sing along to. She sounds almost half asleep, but she's still intelligible. These are the strongest moments that I found on this record. Why the song Sad Girl is on an album that has been released to the public is beyond my comprehension. I'll give you the 20-second version so you don't have to go through the task of listening to this song. Basically, it's a song about Lana being a side hoe and then being sad about it. Because she says, like, I'm a sad girl, and then she says, I'm a bad girl, because she's both. Which brings me to another point about this record as a whole. All the songs on here involve some kind of dynamic between Lana and this other guy, and she always ends up being sad. So I don't know why she needs 10 plus tracks to clarify the fact that she's sad because of this relationship or whatever she has with another man. I mean, it just makes the record repetitive. It wears the material thin. It's just annoying, to be honest with you. And I think the worst part of all of it is how melodramatic she is when she's singing about these topics. I mean, there could be a song, where she has some attitude and she's mad at the other guy for being a jerk, but she doesn't do that. She's just content to sit back and whine. Like the next song, Pretty When I Cry, is just her whining again about the same thing that she was crying about on the song Sad Girl. I'm sure the song Money, Power, Glory is supposed to be a biting social commentary on a woman who only uses a man for his possessions, but unfortunately Lana forgot to include the commentary part because this song is simply a description of a really vapid woman. Someone said on YouTube or something that it was a response to the people who say that money, power, and glory are all that Lana wants, so maybe she's talking in the first person. I don't really know, but if that is the case, why are you satiring yourself without any actual humor in the song? The next song is called I Bleeped My Way Up to the Top, a title that I don't want to say because it looks like Lana just threw it on there so she could slap the explicit tag on the front of her album and, cause some controversy. But again, Lana can't make up her mind whether she's making fun of herself or making fun of another woman because she has the first and third person mixed up throughout the entire song. I guess it ends on a better note. The song Old Money is good. I like the song. But unfortunately, I've heard 7 other songs by this point about some other guy. This just happens to be one of the better of them. The last song on here is a cover of Nina Simone's The Other Woman. Just so everyone knows, it wasn't written by Lana Del Rey. It was written by Nina Simone. If you don't know who Nina Simone is, check that out. And yeah, the song was fine. Lana certainly didn't, butcher it or anything. It was fine. It was a decent conclusion. So, to be honest, here's what this record is for me. It is mindless fodder about Lana's past relationships that isn't sung well, that doesn't have a very strong instrumental background to rely on. The material in itself is not refreshing when you hear it 7 times on an 11-track CD. When she's not talking about her relationships, she is attempting to talk about some sort of social situation, some sort of social commentary that she engages in, like the song Money, Power, and Glory. And in songs like this, she's not actually saying anything. She's just bringing it to attention and then not bothering to go into detail. I hate this album. Now, there's music I've listened to that I don't think is good. I don't enjoy listening to it because it's not the best, but I don't hate it just for that. I hate this album, and here's why. Lana acts like the music she's making is emotionally resonant, that it carries a lot of weight, when really what I heard on this album was a collection of little lovers' quarrels that I think you or I could have written the lyrics to. And when someone points this out and says, this isn't that deep, what is there to take from this song? she acts like they're inferior, which I get when she provides her little social talks like the songs Money, Power, Glory and Fuck My Way Up to the Top, where she's just acting like everyone is below her, like they can't comprehend what she's trying to say because it's just beyond them, it's too deep. When in reality, everything on this album is shallow, it's meaningless, it's pointless, it's repetitive, it's typical. There's nothing that dramatic going on here, but it's so melodramatic, it's so pretentious that Lana Del Rey is trying to create something that's incredibly, cathartic, amazingly profound. None of it is. A teenager who just broke up with their boyfriend for the first time, and when you try to talk to them about it, they say, "You don't understand me, you don't know what it's like to be my age." That's how she sounds on most of this album. I thought Lana Del Rey was someone with attitude. I thought she was pretty passionate, but not here. On the Gut Check song, she falls flat. The song Even Fucked My Way Up to the Top fails to be offensive aside from the title. All the songs are spineless, they're weak. So yeah, everywhere where you could fall flat on this record, including the singing, Lana Del Rey does. In all fairness, I did say I liked Shades of Cool, a little bit of West Coast in the last two songs. Okay, I'll take that into consideration. Alright, I'm mentally prepared for the dislike I'll get from some people for making this video. I understand she has a big fan base, it's okay, I get it. With that being said, I'm feeling a 1.6 out of 10 on Ultraviolence. If you listen to it, what would you give it on a 1 to 10 scale? Yeah, what about my opinion was wrong? What didn't you like? What didn't you like about my argument? What did you like about my argument? Let me know. Just tell me stuff in general. I'm obliged to say like the video and subscribe, or even dislike the video if you think I'm an asshole and you want to show me. Alright, that's it. Until next time.